welcome back. Virtualized infrastructure is changing the way we produce and consume. With the disappearance of malls and increased presence of DIY everything, what will be the role of designers moving forward?
There will always be some sort of tangible goods, but what they look like and how we relate to them will become more and more intimate. On March 25th, 1857, the phonoautograph was patented. It was a device used to be an analog to the human ear to better understand how we hear. Later in 1877, the phonograph was invented to play back the recorded sound on an engraved rotating cylinder. This was eventually replaced by the gramophone by Charles Cox in 1877. But really, the phonograph and the gramophone for our conversation were effectively the same. But the debate over cylinder versus disc for media playback survived longer than it should have. Arguably, there's no more fidelity in a cylinder versus a disc. Discs had the advantage of being easier to mass manufacture and ship. Flash forward to wire recordings, reel-to-reel, analog 45s, 4-track, cassette, beta, VHS, laserdisc, CD, DVD, Blu-ray versus high-def, Blu-ray, and everything in between, until eventually the whole dang thing was digitized, and we've collectively abandoned our tangible media forms for something that is more on-demand streaming and customizable. Better yet, the services we use are starting to know what we like so much that we don't actually have to seek out the music we want, as it's delivered to us without any prompting. Hunter-gatherer has become patron-collector, in a sense. Just because I've mentioned audio media doesn't mean our videos, books, or toys are immune to this flattening as well. Many toys now are digital representations of the toys themselves. The NFC toy Skylanders is a great example of this. The toy represents a token that is then brought into the digital world by registering the toy on an NFC plate. That means near-field communication, and this is shown on your computer screen as an animated version of the toy. The incentive to the toy companies is that they can track trends, offer virtual products, and create purchasable upgrades for your character as they evolve. If the trend is for consumption and play to take place in a virtual space, does that mean that there needs to be a virtual environment for these collectibles to live? Sure, you have a music directory on your hard drive, but with VR, there's an option to create a house with shelves and rooms. This isn't new, however. We've used the desktop metaphor for years now. However, by making it a more tangible metaphor, it underscores the purpose as a place to go. If the entire product experience is happening in a virtual experience, does this negate the need for tangible things? Well, no, not at all. It just means that the things we need become more and more personalized. So long as there are humans, things like clothing, cooking utensils, maintenance equipment, chemicals, chairs, and so on will always be around. However, the products we use for personal entertainment and nostalgia are going through a pretty profound evolution. When Facebook allows you to go into a virtual space to take selfies of your avatar to share on a website, you've effectively given a tangible experience to something that is completely virtual. Much like BBS, ICQ, and AIM messaging services, the virtual chat experience will offer people a depth of nostalgic experience that, in years, people will look back on with a fondness that is reminiscent of the first few months of Friendster and MySpace. Just the other day, I was laughing with my friends in the avatar of a banana while they were mushrooms and robots. The experience sounds slightly like a warped version of William Gibson's Neuromancer, but I was able to garner irreplaceable memories in a virtual space. What does all this mean for you? It means that you need to be able to prepare yourself to be ready to design for experiences that are happening in a space where the rules of geometry and physics are bendable and even breakable. When products don't have to be manufactured, shipped, or maintained, the possibilities become vast. Let's look at something as simple as a table. A table is a piece of furniture with a flat top and has one or more legs, providing a level surface on which objects may be placed, and that can be used for purposes such as eating, writing, working, or playing games. If you're designing for a digital space, the table can be infinitely thin, adjusting in size, and be completely leg-free. This means it's more of a vestigial artifact of the metaphor of a table, so that people have a reference point into which you are stewarding their comfort as they get used to the idea of a virtual table. Eventually, they won't need the table and can isolate areas to turn off gravity, so the surface won't be needed outside of organizing and allocating spaces for certain categories of digital things.
Send me some of your thoughts. Are you developing products for virtual spaces? Have you seen it affect your industry? And what are the ways that you're adapting? Let me know. Send me a note on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll post some of the best insights and projects. Thanks so much. Have a great day.